What's up, guys? I hope you're all feeling good today. So, I figured that I would talk about something that I guess is highly important to me when it comes to sort of what this channel is about and something I care about more than probably anything, which is our ability to, well, feel good in life, which to me means mastering our emotions. I think that it's okay to feel bad sometimes I think that a lot of people are miserable in life. So many people have depression, so many people are just dealing with a lot of stress and frustration and sadness and loneliness, and I think it's okay, to feel that stuff every once in a while, but I think that it's so important to learn how to not feel that way all the time. And the question is just how do we feel good? And I think that that's what emotional mastery is about. And I say that because how we feel has a lot to do with how we think. It has a lot to do with how we interpret things that happen in our life, that happen to us, because you can interpret things differently. How we feel and what we feel all the time, it has to do with how we react to things, because something can happen and the way you respond can be different based off of how you're feeling. And you know um I just don't want to see people have to be miserable in life, and that's something that motivates me. So how do you start? Where do you start when it comes to mastering your emotions or getting better, feeling better? I mean, I think it all has to start with just being able to identify how you feel, building that emotional awareness, learn what triggers you in a negative way and a positive way. I mean, like, you have to know, why do you feel bad? What exactly are you feeling? That's awareness. But then also try to think about the times when you feel good. Why do you feel good? What were you doing to make yourself feel good? And you got to understand what these emotions are. I mean, there's a whole list of positive emotions and there's a whole list of negative emotions. The positive emotions are things like, obviously being happy, joyfulness, confidence. I mean, like, negative emotions are like anger and frustration and sadness and loneliness. I mean, I'm probably better at listing off negative emotions than I am positive emotions. Um, but it seems like for every negative emotion there's an opposite positive emotion. So the question is, when it comes to emotional mastery, how do you change? How do you go from one to another? Or really, just how do you go from feeling bad to feeling good? I mean, that is in a sense, that is the core of what this channel is about. I mean, why the heck would I change my name to Feel Good Kenny if it wasn't important to me? You know, it is the foundation of what I want to do here, which is to talk about our feelings and to talk about how to improve, to talk about how to feel good. Because I see it so much. I see so many people just unable to feel good in life for whatever reason. And I think it's all what's in your head. I'm trying to learn right now strategies, and I'm trying to learn a little bit about psychology. And I think CBT um, is something that I really need to study more of. And I've learned a little bit from it, but I feel like it's so important because it's about how we frame situations. How do we how do we think? What are our thoughts? Can we identify those thoughts? And I think that how we identify ourselves and what's happening to us is highly important. The language we use to define ourselves, the narrative that we use of what's going on in our life. Like, we're building a story in our head of, like, oh, life isn't fair. Oh, everything bad always happens to me, and oh, everybody else has everything great and I have everything bad. And it's like, that's kind of a narrative, because if you have the ability to think rationally, if you can see things from a different perspective, then you can maybe know what sort of cognitive distortions you have, what flaws you have in your reasoning, because it might not be true, the things that you believe. Other people might be going through things that are just as bad as you, but if you think everybody else's life is perfect and yours isn't, you're going to think that something is wrong with you. And I'm not saying that every thought you have that's negative is false. Of course not. But I think that how we think is so important. What we believe is so important in how we feel. And I think it's normal to feel all these negative feelings. I think it's normal to, I mean, you can't expect to be happy all the time. Okay. But there gets to be a certain point when it's too much. Okay. So I would rather be happy than sad. Okay. I would rather feel proud of myself than feel disappointed in myself. I would rather love myself than hate myself. But I've spent so much time being negative, feeling bad. The only thing I want is to feel good. So I think it's important that we master our emotions, or at least we get better at learning how to feel good. That's all my message is. That's my point. That's what I want to talk about on this channel. I want to continue to push that. Nothing feels better than feeling good. I want to feel good. I want to feel so good, man. I want to be happy. I want to be confident. I want to not hate myself. I want to not feel lonely and hopeless. So how do we do that? How do we build better emotional well-being? How do we feel satisfied with our life? Can we change the way we think? Can we change the way we frame situations? That's what I want to ask you. That's what I want you to work on. That's what I need to work on. And that's it. That's what I wanted to say. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. Have a great night. I hope everything's going well for you. I hope you feel good. Take care.